Good morning. It is your boy KQKC Boxing Network. And welcome back to the network. Yes, it is true. Ugas, your Dennis Ugas, will be replacing Errol the True Spence Jr. on August the 21st. Now, Ugas, being the champion that he is, being respectful as he is, showed Errol Spence that he supported him, that he wanted to show him that he will replace him with high fashion. See, your Dennis Ugas wanted to pay his respects to the badly injured Errol Spence Jr. Keep in mind, Errol Spence Jr. had a torn retina. Now, he didn't know he had it. Jerry James came out yesterday evening and spoke about it, that he will return and he will get the winner of the Ugas and Manny Pacquiao fight. Now, yes, he's still in a great position because now he has a chance not only to fight Manny Pacquiao with or without a belt. It's still a step up for him in his career. It will still look good on his resume, and it will look good in his motherfucking bank account. So, shout out to Errol Spence. Sometimes things can be a blessing in disguise. And we all know about blessings in disguise. Sometimes you turn down an offer, then the next week you might get a bigger offer. Hello, I'm talking about that's for any boxer. So therefore, you guys wanted to show respects, okay? He wanted to show respect that in replacing Errol Spence against Manny Pacquiao at the T-Mobile Arena. You guys, who is 26-4 with 12 KOs, want Spence to know that he had full confidence in him that he would have beaten Pacquiao 62-7. And of course, yours truly, the OG, the singer OG, I had Errol Spence winning that fight also. But who knows? I really believe, and this is KQ personal opinion, I think Errol pretty much blew his shot with Manny Pacquiao. And I'm not going to say he blew it because you can't help to have that torn retina. He didn't even know he had it. He had it for a few days before he even found out. But still in all, for you all that wishing bad on Errol Spence, people in the Terrence Crawford fan club, and you know who you are. Now, at least Errol Spence didn't get it torn in a fight because he's a great defensive fighter. This he didn't get torn any other way but doing what he do and he loved to do, and that's boxing. So I take my hat off to this young man. This young man been through the fire and back. This young man been in a car accident and came back and fought one of the toughest 147-pounder out there. And we're talking about Danny Garcia. Slow feet, but do have power. And he performed very well. So, therefore, I do not see no brain injury and all that bullshit I was telling y'all about yesterday that somebody said. You know, it is what it is. He is one of the number one. Matter of fact, he is the number one 147-pounder. And let's not forget, just to let you know, I'm not biased. Errol Spence is not my favorite fighter. The Charlos are. You can love them or loathe them. But right now, I respect their aggressiveness. I respect their outspokenness. Because, fuck it, I'm outspoken and don't give a fuck. All right? Now, if not Pacquiao, you guys would have had a fight fought Spence this year sometime. Now, the Filipino star get in the way of things. It's odd how fate changes things. See, maybe Spence, who's 27-0, would have gotten injured had he fought Ugas. But we'll never know. Now, was Spence overdoing it in training? I think motherfucking not. Errol Spence does what Errol Spence do. He put his 100% into his workout, his sparring. Why you think he's always on pinpoint when he throw punches? Why you think that toolbox that he carry around so much mentally is so full? If Spence was overdoing it in sparring for the Pacquiao fight, this is the result if he suffered an eye injury, which is not the case. Now, Spence wanted to be the one to send the 42-year-old Manny Pacquiao into retirement. And he wanted to do that next week. Because keep in mind, this was the last week of actually going hard at training. Because the fight would have been next Saturday. So, of course, that last week, they pretty much is in quarantine. Just like Anthony Joshua. He wanted this fight so bad that he separated himself from every goddamn body. But, on and on, and now that the job has fallen into Ugas' hands, if Ugas beats Pacquiao, Spence will have permanently missed this chance. And I believe that it's a 50-50 fight. It can go either way. And we'll talk about that at 12:30 p.m. today, why I think it's a 50-50 fight. And why I think that Manny Pacquiao, with the age, even though that Freddie Roach and his whole team thinks he's still the same Manny Pacquiao that fought Marquez, no, he's not. He's not. It might look good, but when you get in that square circle and you see that fighter up front, you trying to defend the punches and you can't, or if you do, it go right through your guard, your ass is getting old. That's one thing about it. Age is funny. Age is funny. At your age, yes, you look good. But if you was younger, you look better. Same with boxing. At your age, you're doing well in boxing. But if you was younger, you would be doing great at boxing. So he got his plus and minuses. And I believe that Errol Spence would have brought out the minuses out of Manny Pacquiao. That's my assessment. Now, Ugas is 35 years old. He will step to the forefront to face on Fox, PBC, and that still will be a pay-per-view. And he's hoping he can take his scalp and add to his collection. Now, hopefully, Spence isn't bitter about it. I mean, afterwards, because you guys are just doing his part as a good soldier and stepping up to the front lines to replace the injured warrior. Now, we don't know if Spence will be able to fully recover from his eye injury to continue his great career. When you're talking about a problem with the eye, it could be over with potentially in terms of Spence's career. Now, we all know Errol Spence is with Team Heyman. He always speaks highly of Al Heyman. So therefore, I'm quite sure, and his family is quite sure, that his health is more important than boxing itself. Sometimes you have to know when to hang it up mentally, hang it up physically, and now learn how to hang it up medically. But Spence was able to do enough to get paid to create that generational wealth. He has been very careful with his money, his finances. Al Heyman has teaches all his top fighters how to be careful and prepare yourself for after boxing. That's the problem Adrian Broner has with Al Heyman today. Al Heyman is dishing out money to Adrian Broner a little at a time so he can have something after boxing, like right now. But $10 million, your ass ain't worth it. I'm sorry. You wouldn't get $10 million if you still was fighting like you used to fight back in the day when you were trying to mimic Floyd Mayweather. You still won't get $10 million. You're not putting asses in the seats like that no more, son. So, therefore, Errol Spence won't be fighting on August the 21st. Instead, that fight will still go on, because the super WBA champion, will be fighting the WBA former super champion, who was stripped for inactivity. So therefore, the Manny Pacquiao Promotions president, Sean Gibbons, says Pacquiao, who he calls the Senator, still wants to fight Spence at the end of the year. Now, if he makes a speedy recovery. Now, let me say this. Sean Gibbons is pretty much blowing smoke up our asses. Because, see, Manny Pacquiao say one thing, and we all used to his career. He say one thing and do another. But I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. And let me tell you why. Because Manny Pacquiao is 42 years old and will be 43 at that time. So he knows who's the cash cow of 147. He knows who's the cash cow right now in the sport of boxing. I mean, yes, you have Canelo out there, but he's in a different weight class. And blase, his opponent has been pretty much tomato cans, and he haven't really fought that Demetrius Bivol fights like that, okay? So, therefore, Canelo is looking good on paper, but as far as looking good for fans, no. If you experts are so damn fucking expertly, then you'll know Canelo is not no face of boxing. He's a face of running up and down weight classes. And that's why he's revisiting the unification again. Because he's so desperate to have something on his resume or a legacy, because the tomato cans didn't do it. He want that bag. He want that notoriety. All right? So for those that don't understand it, now you should. Now, it doesn't matter how many fights you won or how you looked in the fight that you won, because look at the opponent you fighting. Same way with Terrence Crawford. He stated, and I quote and unquote, if I had that level of competition like Errol has, I would be making the same type of money and putting asses in the seat. But I have to say, Errol Spence is not a pay-per-view king. I think Mikey Garcia helped him out on that fight. You know, that's just Terrence Crawford. He's a bitter fighter. Now, not only bitter fighter, he's a bitter man. Now, I don't know what happened in his childhood, but life had kicked the hell out of his family. Mama can't say that I love you, Terrence. I love you so much. No, not like my mama say. No, his mama won't say that. Now, I don't know if that's a family thing or that's a hate your daddy thing. All right? But anyway, getting back to Errol Spence Jr. The odds of Spence coming back from the eye surgery to fight Pacquiao in November or December are likely low, unless he has a speedy recovery. It depends on how bad the retina is. Now, they have laser surgery today. Medicine has advanced today. So, who knows? It's not as serious as being in a goddamn car accident. And I'm talking about a real car accident. Because these cars are not made out of shit, but fiberglass. I'm 54 years old. And I'll tell you right now, ain't no damn real bumpers on these cars. They made out of fiberglass, especially a Ferrari. You have to be fitted for a Ferrari. And I think that was too much car for Errol Spence. But that's not here or motherfucking there, because that don't count. That doesn't matter, all right? Because he showed us that it didn't matter. And that was with the Danny Garcia fight right after that accident. And he said he was 75%. And he still beat the shit out of Danny Garcia. One while, Danny Garcia didn't even know he was standing behind him. Errol was spinning him and using his angle so much, it fucking confused him. Because, see, that's called a ring IQ. That's called preparing yourself for each and every different opponent that you face. Now, I am KQKC Boxing Network, and I appreciate you. Now, let me quote what Dennis Ugas said about Errol Spence. Before I talk about my next fight, I want to pay a word of respect to Spence. He has been 4 years of rivalry, and finally this year we was going to fight. Pacquiao came back and turned to fight, but he was happy for you because I'm sure you was going to win. And I take the name of a great legend. I've been a silence and a great of yours, a silent fighter and a great fan of Errol Spence. I and many of us were here praying for your life, and you came back from that dead to remain a champion. And he's talking about the car accident. And I'm sure you're going to come back from this injury also. I have the biggest fight and the most dream of any fighter who steps in the gym. But I can't finish my career without fighting you. God bless you. Recovery champion. Respect. Hashtag thank God. Hashtag Team Ugas. Hashtag Pacquiao versus Ugas. So, shout out to your Dennis Ugas. That is what I called sportsmanlike ship. Maybe, just maybe, other bosses can take a lesson from this. And that was brought to you by none other than Boxing Updates by KQKC. That was your Dennis Ugas Instagram page. And you can't do nothing but respect that fighter because he has respect for another fighter. He realized he'd been doing the heavy lifting. He realized that he came back from a car accident, a near-death experience. Now, even though he's not my favorite fighter, you have to give it to this young man. He's a hard worker. No physical therapy. He came back on his own by determination and also by working and working hard and putting the work in. Hard work and dedication. I am KQKC Boxing Network. If you like this video, first of all, share this bitch. Share it. And also, I come on Monday through Friday at 12:30 p.m. Central Time. And on Saturday mornings, I have a call-in show that starts at 10:30 a.m. Central Time. I talked all damn week. Now it's your turn to talk. And we will be calling fights. I have a poll that's up on my community page. Go vote and see which fight that you want me to call this Saturday night. And with that, that's all I have. This has been Boxing Updates, brought to you by KQKC Boxing Network. I hope everyone have a great day, and I hope to see you today at 12:30 p.m. Central Time. That's lunchtime, baby. That's lunchtime talk. And I will be talking that Yiddish. That shit. That's what I'll be doing. And with that, shout out to the almighty LDBC. Shout out to all my supporters. Thank you. Thank you very much for your super chats, your cash apps, your PayPal. I thank you. And also, bless you. Assalamu alaikum. Peace be unto you.